Welcome to Volume 2 of Intentional Conversations, and with none other than the official Mayor Phoenix, Lauren. She hates when I say this, but I have coined it for many, many years. But if you know Lauren, you know she's the Mayor of Phoenix. We're going to kick off with number 1.
Okay, I'm ready.
All right, so we're in Lauren's beautiful shop, Local Nomad. If you're Phoenix, Arizona based and you haven't been in the shop or you're not familiar with the shop, you're probably living under a rock, and let's fix that. So come on in. It's a beautiful space, obviously, like incredible curated goods. We'll get into my personal relationship with the shop later, but for now, let's start with, if Local Nomad had a morning ritual, what would it look like? AKA, what opens the shop's soul every morning?
I feel like because I kind of am my shop, I'll just tell you my morning ritual as of late. Mm-hmm. Wake up really early with the sun, make a coffee with locally roasted beans. I've been using Theorycraft coffee. I put it in my favorite little ceramic mug from the shop, and I go outside and light copal, and I read my book for like an hour or so every morning. I like to wake up slowly and enjoy the day. Enjoy the morning kind of like when no one else is around, no one needs me yet. And I feel like connected to the shop, like it's a very sensorial experience. I love to just really savor my coffee, and the copal just really kind of grounds me in the morning.
For those that have no idea what the F copal is,
please tell us. Yes. It is incense native to like Central and South America, and it's been used in ancient Mayan rituals for centuries to kind of cleanse and ground, and like for spiritual connection.
I love that. Yeah. Okay, number 2. What's one quirky thing, maybe it's an inside joke, a ritual, a scent, a song, that makes Local Nomad so unmistakably Local Nomad?
Oh gosh.
So maybe only like your regulars or your besties know this, but like...
staring right at them. A quirky thing is these little pigs that we sell.
Yeah, I have
these little chanchitos. And they are made in Chile. Yeah, that's right. I was going to say Peru. Yeah. They're made in Chile, and they are kind of like tokens of love and friendship. And they're really just a symbol of good luck and good fortune. And so we kind of bought them almost like as a joke, like they're these silly little pigs, but they're the number 1 selling item in the shop, and we have a lot of fun with them. Yeah.
Theo has one in his room, so just
everyone has one.
Yeah. 3. Do you remember when we first crossed paths? So what made you think maybe like, this is a friendship and probably a workship and all the things, and also bonus points if you remember what you sold me.
Oh, of course I do. I met you right over here in this door. I remember like the lights were dim. I think it was the first day I had kind of soft opened the shop, and you just strolled right in this like fabulous outfit, and I was like, who's this chick? And my first thought was like, she's not from here. And we chatted. We were chatting over Instagram. You found the shop somehow, and you were looking for these little booby mugs that I had by the ceramicist Gopi Shaw. And so I sold you a booby mug, and that was the beginning of a now 8.5-year-old friendship.
That's crazy. I just got the goosies. I mean, what's the big brave goal on your heart right now, and what's making it maybe a little tender or tricky to peruse?
I think a big personal goal I have right now, which kind of intertwines with the shop, but mostly I'm just really trying to connect with myself again in my life. And I feel like we go through waves of feeling connected and disconnected with ourselves and maybe our business or our work, and I feel like I'm in this phase right now of kind of a life transition, and as you've told me, like kind of breaking out of this cocoon and realizing, wow, I have complete control over where I want my life to go. And so I've really been trying to think of what I want out of my life. One thing that comes to mind is just traveling. So I'm trying to plan a lot of travel in the future and really connect with that part of me that really wants this like expansive, abundant life, but also to go inward too and just understand what I really want out of this life, which is it's a big thing. It's the never ending journey, I think, that we're all on. So I'm feeling that really deeply right now.
Why this shop? Of all the dreams that you've chased, and you can maybe even speak about your past life in
Mm-hmm.
more corporate land.
Uh-huh.
But what made Local Nomad the one, and what's kind of surprised you the most about becoming the modern day Kathleen Kelly? And if you don't know who Kathleen Kelly
that
is,
is my name.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so yeah, I worked in corporate retail, as you know, in San Francisco for many years. And I had always, even since I was younger, before that, like had this dream of being a business owner, creating something. Like I feel like I always had an entrepreneurial spirit
Mm-hmm.
and wanted to open up some kind of shop and just like be the boss and like have like, I mean, the shop is kind of like an explosion of my brain.
Mm-hmm.
And
I know it.
Yeah. And I think that's always what I had been working toward. And I got to this point in my corporate life where I was like, okay, I've kind of learned everything I want to learn. I don't want to keep climbing up the ladder. Like I kind of got not bored with it, but
Yeah.
I was feeling uninspired. And so I took the leap and I worked at a little shop in San Francisco for a couple years. And that was kind of like my apprenticeship and served as this validation of, okay, I think I want to do this and I think I can do this on my own. And so ended up moving to Phoenix and opening up this place, which was such a wild journey. But I think the inspiration for the shop, the name came to me in the shower after a couple months of travel in Europe where I was like, okay, I'll be really inspired and like figure out exactly what the name is for this business and what it is. And I came back and like, oh shit, I still don't have a name.
Yeah.
But I really was inspired by my travels and finding local makers in whatever city I was in. And so I wanted to bring, and also I'm not from Phoenix. I didn't have a connection to Phoenix. So I was like, all right, I don't want to have all local Phoenix makers because that doesn't feel authentic.
Yeah.
But what is authentic to me is traveling and finding or like having this sense of discovery wherever I go and this curiosity that I wanted to bring to the shop. So I wanted to bring in things from all over the place and for people to come in and feel connected to a product, maybe based on where it's from or something.
This is one of my favorite questions. What's your version of making it that has nothing to do with metrics?
I feel like making it in life is having really solid, deep, meaningful friendships. That's the most important and most fulfilling part of my life. I think my friends, including you, you know me better than I know myself almost. And I think that's such a gift and something that I realize not everyone has in life. And I feel like I spend a lot of time nurturing and cultivating my female friendships because at the end of the day, we're all here for each other through it all.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
as we get older, I feel like, I don't know, I feel like they enrich my life more than literally
more than anything. Yeah.
So
yeah,
I'm gonna cry.
Don't cry.
Okay, we'll save that for later.
Yeah.
Okay, what part of your personal story do we feel has not been told enough? I mean, I know all the things, but
Goodness.
yeah.
I mean, if I think in terms of my life here in Phoenix, I opened this shop 4 months after I moved here and changed my whole life. I didn't really know many people when I moved here. I didn't have any good friends. I have gone through some really tough times and some heartbreak and, again, gone through that roller coaster of trying to find myself again, going through COVID when my business was closed for a couple months. And I feel like I've learned about myself that I am pretty resilient. And I think that's something that has helped me get through the really hard times. And again, leaning on people that I love and really learning to ask for help and tell my friends like when I'm not okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you have a will to get through it and to lean on your people and to, call in help, I think that can make you a stronger, better person, better friend, better business owner.
Yeah, I agree. And I feel like one of my favorite characteristics of some of like the really incredible women in my life, like you, is just grit.
Yeah.
Like grit is something that is, I mean, you think about the word, it literally sounds textural. It's like, it's crunchy, it's hard, but it's something that I don't think you're born with grit necessarily. I think it's thrust upon you.
Yeah.
When life just decides to shovel you some shit and you're
and you're in the trenches and you gotta pull yourself out.
Yeah. You've got some grit, my friend. If you could bottle up something about this season of your life and work, what would you want to preserve forever? Maybe in one of these beautiful jars.
In our little marmalade grove jars.
Yeah.
I think, again, just going back to the power of my female friendships, I feel so nurtured and loved by the women in my life. And it's something I think about every day right now as I've kind of been going through a tough season in life, and just how grateful I am for the women who helped me through it all. And so I think like what I would want to bottle up is all of this love that I really feel every day. And don't make me cry now. But I feel surrounded by so much love in my friendships.
Okay, not that this will ever happen, but if Local Nomad disappeared tomorrow, what would you want people to carry with them about this space?
Oh goodness. I would want people, oh gosh, to just remember this feeling of having a community that they can be a part of and just show up no matter who you are, where you are in life, where you are in that day, and a feeling of walking into a space and knowing that you're taken care of, and knowing that you can find a sense of calm and love and acceptance. Yeah. You know, we sell all kinds of cool stuff in the shop, and I love all the product. I love finding new product and connecting with vendors, but what it's really all about is just love and connection with other humans. Yeah.
Well, and how many times do you have just friends that have become like community members that have become friends come in the space, not necessarily to shop? I mean, let's be real. If you come in and you don't buy something, it's hard because you just want all the things. But sometimes you just come in because you want like a burst of Local Nomad.
Yeah, and
like,
you want to just say, hey, I know I always tell people, friends too, I'm like, you don't have to like buy anything. Just come in and say hi.
Yeah.
Just come hang out.
I mean, that's a
and
testament.
smell the good smells, and just I mean, yeah, people do come in all the time. And they're like, oh, I just had like a big sigh of relief. And that's what I want people to take away.
Okay, very last question. Lucky number 11.
Oh, the bonus.
The bonus. What do you wish more people knew about what it's really like to hold space for a community, for a brand, for a dream? As a founder, a friend, a human doing the most, what do you think doesn't get said enough about just like the abundance of this?
It's overwhelming. I think I've learned through this journey too that I'm more introverted than I am extroverted. And I think, like we were just talking about earlier, I can like really turn it on. But I also can get really depleted doing all of the things all the time and fostering this community, you know, being there for all my employees, just doing all the things. I really need to take time to recharge so I can show up again the next day. I put a lot of pressure on myself to show up and to do these things because this shop is bigger than I ever, and bigger in so many senses than I ever thought it would be, or I ever sought it out to be. So I think often I'm like, wow, it's bigger than me. And the feeling of that can often be overwhelming, but in the best way too. And it's the greatest joy of my life.
Well, it's because it comes from just the utmost care. I feel like those that, you know, overdo, overthink, over it's just because we have an abundance of just care.
I know, I care so much.
Like, we didn't care this much.
Life would be so much easier. I know. But
just a caring human here. So you're a vessel of sunshine, and I feel like anyone that gets the privilege to be, you know, in your ecosystem is beyond lucky, and anyone that gets to call you like a true friend is, I mean, it's a life-changing relationship. So I hope you soak in just the magic, and I know you do. And also I'm so proud of you, and I love you, and just this gal, I'm just a big fan.
Love you.
Mic drop.